immerse yourself into the world of Creepy Man. He's waiting for you.
Before we begin tonight's tale, imagine this. You're driving alone on a deserted road just after midnight. Rain hits your windshield like static from a broken radio. You're low on gas, no cell signal. And then, like a ghost from the fog, you see it. A flickering neon sign that reads, Pine Hollow Motel, vacancy. You check in. But what if I told you that once you check in, you don't check out? This is the story of Jackson Reeve, a man who stumbled into a place forgotten by time, and time forgot him too. If you're new here, subscribe now and hit the bell icon. We drop horror stories every week that blur the line between fiction and reality. Now, let's begin. Jackson Reeve, 34 and recently divorced, was an exhausted insurance adjuster with a weakness for cheap whiskey and classic rock. All he wanted was to reach his brother's cabin before dawn. The rain had been falling for 6 hours straight, turning the rural backroads of Maine into slithering rivers of mud and pine needles. His tires hissed with every turn. It was past 1 a.m., and Jackson's eyelids felt like sandbags. The trees on either side leaned in, as if watching him. The gaslight on his dashboard glowed orange, then red. He cursed. There hadn't been a gas station for miles. And that's when he saw it, through the storm. A crooked sign swaying in the wind. Pine Hollow Motel. The place looked like it had been abandoned since the late 60s. 6 rooms, a lopsided office sign, and a soda machine buzzing like a wasp nest. He pulled in. No other cars, no lights in the surrounding forest. And yet, one room still had a light on. Room 6. There was no front desk, no bell to ring, just a rusted mailbox with a handwritten sign. Key inside. Leave $40. Room 6 only. Don't wake the others. Jackson thought it was weird, but hell, it was late, and the storm was getting worse. He grabbed the key and walked to room 6. Unlocked it. Pushed open the door and stopped cold. Inside, the room was pristine. Too pristine. Crisp sheets, TV humming static. A Bible on the nightstand that looked untouched since the 70s. A single bulb swaying above the bed, even though there was no draft. And something else. The smell. Like old flowers, mildew, and something sour. Not strong, but there. Lingering. Jackson shut the door behind him. Tried the light switch. Nothing. But the lamp flickered on by itself. He figured someone had been here recently. Maybe the owner. Maybe someone else. He lay on the bed, exhausted. But the moment his head hit the pillow, the TV changed from static to a black and white video feed of himself lying there. Jackson bolted upright, heart racing, looked around. He turned to the corners of the room. No cameras, no mirrors, no smoke detectors. Just him and that screen. He tried to change the channel, but there was no remote, no buttons. Then came the voice. Not from the TV, not from the hallway, but from inside the walls, whispering, crawling through the drywall like insects under skin. It said,
Check in, check out, check in, check out.
Repeating like a chant, a rhythm, a trap. Jackson stood up and opened the door. But the hallway wasn't there anymore. It was the very room he was staying in. He saw himself, standing, in the middle of the next room, watching him. He screamed, but the sound came out as laughter. His own laugh, twisted, warped, echoing like a broken vinyl record. He then noticed the mirror beside him had changed. It no longer reflected his image. It showed other guests instead. A woman in a wedding dress soaked in lake water. A boy clutching a burnt teddy bear with hollow eyes and a mouth stitched shut. A man in a hotel robe soaked in blood and face burned. all of them staring, as if waiting for him to join them. Jackson tried to leave, tried to smash the window. But every time he did, he woke up, back in the bed, TV flickering, mirror reflecting. Another loop. The whispers returned, now louder, more desperate.
Room 6 is never empty. Room 6 is always hungry.
He lost track of time. Hours, days, he aged. He screamed until his throat bled. He clawed at the walls, but the motel fed on him. Jackson stopped fighting. He lay on the bed, stared at the ceiling, let the whispering consume him. The last thing Jackson saw before the world faded was the TV, no longer static, but showing a new scene. Jackson's car disappearing into a thin air, a road, a storm, and a new car pulling into the lot. A woman this time. Her name? Maybe that doesn't matter. But she took the key. Room 6. It never stays empty for long. Locals don't talk about Pine Hollow. It's not on any map. Some swear it was torn down in the 80s. But those who know better. To this day, sometimes late at night, the flickering glow of the TV can still be seen through the window. And if you drive by real slow, you just might catch a glimpse of someone standing behind the curtain. So, if you're ever out on Route 53 near the state line, and you see a sign for the Pine Hollow Motel, don't stop. And for God's sake, don't take the key. Because some rooms don't just trap you, they become you. If you made it to the end, you're braver than most. Or maybe just a little lost. Hit that like button if you'd survive a night at Pine Hollow. Comment below. Would you take the key? We're reading every single one. And if you've ever experienced something like this, drop your story in the comments or send it to mrcreepymanpod@gmail.com. Your nightmare might be our next episode. Subscribe. Share this with a friend who thinks ghost stories are fake. Let's see if they're still laughing after this. Until next time, sleep light, and whatever you do, don't stay in room 6.